or like talk to somebody you don't know. And it reminded me of how I came up with the whole coffee shop pharmacist idea, because there's an element of bravery, I think, that is inherent in building your own community and like finding those friends and making those connections. I would sit and study, and it's so easy to sit and study and like put on your blinders and not pay attention. But sometimes like I would just get super bored of studying. And I would sit right where people would pick up their coffee at this coffee shop. They would come and order, and the coffee shop was very specific about how they made their coffee, and so it took time. You know, you weren't going to go in and get a latte that was like quickly pulled and then milk frothed and just tossed on top. Like, they made latte art. If the espresso wasn't dialed in right, they would like take the time to redial it and regrind it and rebrew your whole cup of coffee for you. And so sometimes people are standing there for a good 5, 10, sometimes 15 minutes if there's a lot of drink orders. And so I would just be like, okay, here we go. We're just going to talk to this person and be like, so what you doing today? You know, or like, I'm in Minnesota, so we would talk about the weather, or, you know, they'd be holding a book and I'd be like, oh, what book are you reading? But then because I'm studying and have all my pharmacy stuff out, they would be like, what are you doing? And all of a sudden we started, like, this community started to like naturally take place. And it was a really beautiful space because people would come and like, I didn't need their phone numbers. I didn't need to know where they were. Like, all I had to do was show up at this coffee shop, and inevitably somebody that I knew would walk in after a time, or somebody who was like interesting and had a different job and had a, you know, a story to tell would come in and like either pick up their coffee and we would chat a little bit, or they'd like sit down next to me and read the newspaper and we'd like gripe about the current economy or health. Usually it was healthcare stuff. But there's that element of bravery of like jumping into the pool and being able to like talk to the stranger and realizing that they're not, I mean, 99% of the time they're going to be friendly, right? You might get somebody who's in a rush and like they may just not talk to you, and you're like, well, we'll just try again with the next person. Mm-hmm.